All right, I want to show you guys how to use some of the cool features on Google Maps. You have to make sure you're logged into your Dairy Township Google account. And in order to access Google Maps from Google Docs, all you have to do is go to your grid here. Okay, go to your grid, pull it down, and go down to More, and you'll see the Google Maps right there. Once you click on it, it'll take you right to a screen that looks similar to this. Now, in order to make an interactive map for yourself, what you have to do is go over here to this pull-down menu and go to My Maps. Now, for whatever reason, My Maps hasn't been working, so at least for today, it hasn't been working. So what I've done is I've accessed another map. But once you go into My Maps, then you can click on Create, and it will take you to one of these blank maps here. Okay. Now, just a couple things how to navigate. You have the basic zoom in, zoom out buttons down here at the right. You have a search bar here, and then here are some undo, redo buttons for when you start doing some things, selecting items, adding markers, drawing a line, adding directions, and measuring distances and areas. I'll show you, I'm going to focus on adding markers, drawing lines, measuring distances, and the different layers. Now you'll see over here there's an import link. What you can do, I'm not going to show you how to do that because it's a little bit more advanced, but what you can do is input information into a spreadsheet and import that information in here, and then it could plot a lot of different points for you all at one time. I'm gonna show you the way that I think would be easiest for all of your students to access the Google Maps and the functionality of the Google Maps. The first thing I want to do is show you how to plot some points on Google Maps. If I just type in Hershey High School, it'll take me to that point. Now you can navigate the map yourself and plot points yourself. I think it's a little bit easier if you just type in either an address or latitude, longitude into the search bar, or whatever it is that you're trying to find. If you just type it in here, it'll pop up. And then one of the things that you can do is just use this little feature here, Add to Map, and I've added a marker. Okay, and you can see the marker is highlighted over here on the left. I want to remove this information, and I want to have just this box right here. Okay, because I can start to do some things to make this a little bit more interactive with not only the kids are creating some interactive pieces, but the viewers themselves, they can interact with the map. In order to put a little bit more information into this box, you want to click on the edit icon, which is this pencil, and you can see here you can change right here, you can change the title. But in this box right here, this is where I usually have kids provide information, provide text information. Okay. Okay, so the kids might say, I go to Hershey High School. I enjoy the classes there. Okay. But once they put all their information in this text box, then they can click Save. They can also add an image or video. Okay. And this add image or video can make this thing really come to life. So if you click on that link, you can see this box here, choose an image or video. I can do a Google image search. I could type in Hershey High School, click search, and I could end up with a bunch of, there's Mr. Ryman, or Dr. Ryman. We can, yeah, let's add him. Okay, so we'll select him, there he is. So we have a picture of Dr. Ryman in there. I could also add, I'll just go back, I can add image URL if I already have the URL, or I can look for videos, or if I already have the YouTube URL, you can add that as well. So you can add some pretty cool features to this. You can add videos. I can add a video. Maybe I want to show the band playing from Hershey High School. I could put a YouTube video of our band playing right in here in this box and click Save. Okay, so you can also see that you have the latitude, longitude down here, and you can also add images and videos from here. You don't have to really worry about directions, and if you're not happy with this marker, they can always delete it. In order to add other markers, all you'd have to do is do the same process. So let's go Hershey Park Stadium, add the map, and there we go. I could go through all the other processes too. So what you see here on the left are a series of places to go to, and then you'll see a running tally of all the different markers that you have here on the left, and all you have to do is, in order to interact with the map, is just click on it and it'll take you right to it. Now, this could be really beneficial. Let's say you're putting together a timeline. Within here, the title part of this, you could be putting dates and then organized. You can move these all over the place. Okay, you can see I'm just switching these back and forth, so you can put them in order if you want to. So that's the marker feature, which you can play around with, and really there's some really cool stuff. I'm going to zoom in here, show you the next feature. Is drawing a line. You can use or you can draw a line to add driving routes, biking routes, walking routes. I'm just going to create a shape, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just set some points around our campus. And what this will show me then, okay, so I have it set Hershey campus. And I can add another image or video. What this will show me then, once I have it saved, I can see the area and how many acres this polygon takes up. So for math classes, if you're trying to figure out I don't know, maybe volume, like if we wanted to take all of this down and we wanted to set up we wanted to pave this whole area with 4 inches of blacktop, then we could figure out some volume. We could set up some volume equations for our students, or at least have them have the avenues to do that. So you can use the Polygon feature to measure areas. You can also use this ruler, okay, and all you have to do is set up some start points, and you can see as I drag it along, I'm getting some readings as to how long, or the distance from point A. If I double click, then I'm done with my line, from point A to point B. So I can make some measurements using maps with my students, and I can figure some things out in terms of possibly figuring out area. I think the possibilities for this are pretty endless, and they are definitely authentic when you're using these maps. The other things that we can do is make this interactive. You can do group work. So this works just like a Google Doc. All you have to do is go to the Share button, okay, and it's going to ask that I add a name and description. Okay, and now this looks very similar to when we share Google Docs. So it works exactly like a Google Doc in terms of making it interactive with kids. Now you can add layers. Okay, so maybe I just want this to be one map that I want to use. Okay, and I can add another layer. Okay, so when I click on this layer, when I just want this layer shown, I unclick here, make sure this is clicked, and now I have basically a brand new map. But what I can do then is, if I were to do multiple things on here. Let's say, all right, I'm just going to drop a marker right there. Okay. So I have point 1 on this map. Let's say I do a bunch of work on this map, and I want to compare the points, or maybe I'm graphing movement of people, movement of culture, things like that, and I want to see the progression. Then all I have to do is show all my different layers at one time. Okay, so you can layer these maps right on top of each other, and the kids can make some comparisons. They can contrast between maps, and they can do some really higher level thinking using these maps. That's the basic functions of Google Maps. You can see how it can be interactive. You can really get the kids engaged with what's going on. And I know I just only used Hershey. I was just trying to use something that we're all familiar with, but you can use any point in the world on this map. All right, so if I type in Big Ben, it'll take me to Big Ben, and I can add it to my map. And now all of a sudden I have Big Ben along with Hershey Park Stadium, Hershey High School, Hershey campus. If I were to zoom out, you can see it has my other points on there as well. Okay, so there's some really cool features on this. Play around with it as much as you can. You can answer the questions that I'll have along with this assignment. But it's a really, really neat feature. And if you have any questions, just come ask me. We can work through it together. So I just gave you the basic overview of everything, but see what it can do for you and your students in your instruction. Good luck.